Might just have a quick conversation around parallel box plots and the use of box plots to compare groups of scores, okay, or two or more groups, in fact. We're just going to have a conversation around just the comparison of two groups, okay, so group A, group B, okay. So what you see in front of you are two box plots or box and whisker plots, one for group A, one for group B. Okay, it's drawn to scale, but I haven't actually shown the scale. The numbers, in fact, aren't really that important, okay, at least in the context of this video. So let's have a look at part A. Which set of scores has the greater range? Okay, so again, remember that these are drawn to scale. Okay, so the greater range would look at the endpoints. So certainly group B, okay, or box plot B, represents a set of scores with the greatest range. Okay, part B. Which set of scores has the greater interquartile range? Okay, so the interquartile range is the width of the box itself. Okay, so that would clearly be box plot A or score set A. Okay, the box plot represents those scores. So basically, it's just those scores in basically grouped as a box as a box plot. Okay, or represented as a box plot. So part C, which box plot represents a more consistent set of scores? Okay, so this one can be a little bit tricky. Okay, so just be careful with this one. Box plot A, okay, which represents score set A, has a lower range. Okay, so the difference between the minimum and the maximum is definitely less than box plot B. However, box plot A has the greater interquartile range. Okay, the interquartile range is the width of the box itself. Okay, so we could probably make the argument that box plot B is in fact the more consistent set of scores. Okay, since the interquartile range of B is less than the interquartile range of box plot A. So part D, if the box plots represent exam marks, say, for class A and class B, justify which class did better. Okay, so this one probably gets even a little bit trickier still. Okay, so which class did better? You could make the argument on many points. You could say that class B did better because they were more consistent and it had a higher top score. Remember that this is the maximum score here. Okay. And it definitely had a higher maximum than class A. However, you could also make the argument that class A did better because the median for class A is higher than the median for class B. Okay, so this one could have a range of responses. All right, so it's very important that you think about this carefully. Consider your response, and you could I'm just trying to think about it now. I could probably say class A probably did better because the median is higher than class B, and also the range is lower than class B as well. The maximum here could just be an outlier. We don't know that. All right, so again, just something for you to think about. I'm not saying that what I just said was necessarily correct or the more correct answer. You just need to be able to justify it somehow. Okay. Otherwise, you could say class B did better, right? It had a higher maximum and it had a more consistent or a smaller interquartile range, which indicated more consistency than class A. All right. So I chose these box plots to sort of create this discussion for you to think about. You might have your own thoughts as to what you think is the better class or which class did better. But as long as you as long as you're able to justify it, that's the main thing. All right, just one more example. So here's another set of box plots. Okay, so a pair of box plots again comparing Group A and Group B. The box plots shown represent points scored in a game by Team A and Team B. Again, like the last question that we looked at, which team performed better and justify your response. Okay. Again, this is drawn to scale. Okay, let's have a look at the range and consider the range of both sets of scores. The range of A looks very close or almost identical to the range of B. So the range doesn't really separate the two groups, so we can't really use the range. The interquartile range of B is certainly smaller than the interquartile range of A. So I might just write a few points here. Right, so interquartile range of B is less than interquartile range of A. So that means then that team B is more consistent. Right, team B is more consistent. However, the box plot for team A, a good part of the box plot is well above the box plot for team B, and the median looks quite a bit higher as well. Okay, in fact, the median of A, Q2, is in fact higher than the Q3 of B. Okay, remember that this is the median here. This is Q2, which is the median. Okay, this is Q3, right? So in other words, the second quartile, or the median of A, I might just write this here. Okay, right? So the median of A, okay, is in fact greater than, right, the upper quartile, or quartile 3, of team B. Okay, so if the median Q2 is bigger than the Q3 of the other box plot, I think we could safely say that that team A certainly outdid team B.